All right, by popular request. Nah, just kidding. Back in the kitchen again, and tonight's dish is some kind of prawn risotto with bits and pieces I had lying around, some sun-dried tomatoes, some sun-dried peppers that I did myself, some shallots and garlic and mushrooms and uncooked prawns and some saffron that I picked up when I was in the Middle East recently. Okay, so let's see how we go. Okay, well, I always like to get everything ready before I start so that it's much easier. So we go in with the onions first, give them a bit of a saute, get a bit of colour. Remember, it's risotto, so they're going to be in there for a little while. So they'll pretty much caramelise down. Get some garlic in there as well. And that'll do the same. Give that a bit of a stir. Not very exciting at this point, but that'll take a couple of minutes. We'll come back to it when it's a little bit browner. Alright, now they've had a couple of minutes in there, you can see them going brown and getting quite soft. I throw in my sun-dried peppers and my sun-dried tomatoes and stir those in there. The oil I used at the start is actually the oil from my sun-dried tomatoes, so a little bit of flavour of the herbs and garlic that I put in there to do the tomato, so that gives the rice a bit of flavour as well. Hold back some of this other fresh stuff till later on, okay, because we're going to go into the rice next. So give that a bit of a stir, and then the rice is going to go in. No water at this stage because we want to just toast the rice a little bit. This is a boreal rice, which is specifically for risotto, so you can't really just chuck any old rice in there. I mean, you can, but it won't turn out quite the same. So anyway, so we're going to give that a bit of a toast, and that'll take a couple of minutes as well. Okay, let's come back to it. Alright, so that's been in there for 3 or 4 minutes. You can see it's starting to get a little bit of colour, and this is where the interactive part of the risotto comes into play. So risotto is not really a dish you can sort of just set and forget. It's got to be hands-on, and you've got to be with it the whole time, because what we do is we add now the moisture. In this case, just got a little bit of chicken stock, just for an extra flavour rather than using water. But it depends on the taste that you're looking for. So this is done in stages, so you don't just pour it all in and boil the rice. So you put a little bit in, and then you let the rice absorb it, and you can hear the sizzle. And when that's all been absorbed, then you add a little bit more, and so on and so on and so on, pretty much until the rice is cooked to the texture that you want it, which is not mushy, but just that just a little bit of bite in it, but of course not crunchy either. So we just do that in a few stages. This takes a few minutes, so we won't stay with it the whole time, but I'll just show you basically how this works for those who haven't done it. So you've got to keep stirring it the whole time, otherwise it sticks to the bottom, and that's no fun, or it gets a bit gluggy. So you just basically evaporate it off, and at each stage the rice cooks a little bit more, absorbing some of that moisture. Put a little bit more just to give you an idea, but I don't want to put too much at a time. And it's got to be hot, it's got to boil as you put it in, not kind of sit and simmer. So yeah, so we keep doing this for a while, and at different stages I'll add a few different things which are going to go into our risotto. So the timing of everything, to me it's important, but if you want to just chuck everything at once, that's your business. I'm not here to tell you what to do, just showing you what I do. Anyway, let's come back to that. So you can see what's starting to happen here. The rice is starting to swell, and as it's cooking, so the risotto rice actually is quite big. At this stage, because my mushrooms are raw, I'm just going to throw those in so they have a little bit of time to cook in there. And of course, cooked mushrooms shrink down quite a lot, and they give off a little bit of liquid as well. So I'm not going to add any more liquid at this stage. I'm just going to let them cook in the moisture that's in the rice already, and when it starts to dry out, a little bit, and then we'll put a little bit more of our stock in there so it doesn't stick or burn. And when it starts to take shape, you'll see what's going to happen with this thing. Okay, let's come back to it. Alright, so you can see the mushrooms now are pretty much sautéed into the rice, shrunk right down. It's looking good, smelling good. And when you look at it, you think, oh, that might be ready to eat. But the thing about risotto is, it's not even close. It actually takes quite a while to do for this rice to soften up. I'm going to do a couple of really exciting things now. Well, I think they're exciting. And one is this saffron that I've been soaking all day, that I bought from my trip to the Middle East in January. Apparently it's Iranian saffron, so I probably got in at the right time. We're going to pour that in. That's going to do a couple of things. One is a little bit of flavour, excuse the fingers, because it's too expensive to waste, but also a little bit of colour as well. So it's going to give it a bit of a pinkish hue as I stir it through, and that little bit of saffron flavour. Alright, so let's get that out of there. Alright, look at my orange fingers. Very Trumpian. I'm also going to take thyme from the garden, because thyme is not so delicious when it's raw, so I'll put that in early so it has a chance to cook and give it a nice flavour. Put a couple of sprigs in there. That's out of my herb patch outside my back door. I've also got some basil. Basil's going to go in pretty much at the end, because I don't actually want that to cook. I just want that to soften and keep all its flavour. So thyme goes in there. Liquid from the saffron is also absorbing into that rice, and you can see the colour change quite dramatically. And that'll continue to do so. A little on the yellow side, which is nice. So we're getting closer to all our ingredients, but we're going to let that absorb a little bit more, because there's still a fair bit of cooking to do in that rice, because it's still got a bit of crunch in it. So let's come back when that's ready to put a little bit moisture in. Alright, so you can see that rice has absorbed all of that liquid, so we don't want it to dry out, because it still needs to cook a little bit more. So we give it another bit of a dash of our stock. We'll take some of that. And a couple other things I'm going to do. Give it a little squeeze of lemon, not too much, oh, that coming everywhere. And I'm going to grind some black pepper. I like tangy. Now you've got to think about who's going to eat this dish. So in this case, I'm the only one who's going to be eating it, so I know the flavours that I like, so I'm safe to put it in as I'm cooking it. But if you're cooking it for other people, particularly kids, and you might be tempted to allow them to season it once it's on the plate, just as you probably have different palates, different tastes. But like I said, if you're cooking for yourself, you do whatever you want. Okay, so that'll keep going for a little bit, and then we start to add the protein, and the rice will start to get softer, and we're getting close to the best time, which is eating it. Yum. Rightio. So our stock is being used up, and the rice is just about ready. I like to not have it gluggy at all. Risotto always is a tiny little bit gluggy, but I like to keep the rice fairly firm to the tooth without being crunchy. I just prefer it that way, but you can cook the living bejesus out of it if you want. At this stage, I put in the protein, so I've chosen prawns today. And they don't take very long to cook at all, but I'll stir those through. Now, this is an Italian dish, risotto. This is the rice that I use, which is boreal rice. Every supermarket has it, or you might have a continental deli. But of course, being European, it looks not dissimilar to that other famous European dish from Spain, paella or whatever you call it, and a very similar look about it, and that comes from the saffron, of course. If you don't like it so yellow, just use less. Not rocket science, right? But I like it. I like the flavour, I like the colour, and it's something a little bit different. Anyway, so we give a couple of minutes for those prawns to cook through, and then I'll show you the finishing touches at the end before we plate it up. This is probably going to do me 2 serves, so it's probably dinner tonight, and well, maybe dinner again if I get hungry again, or might even be an exotic Mediterranean breakfast. See how we go. Okay, we'll be back. Alright, so we're down the home straight, and these are final little finishing touches. What I do in this case is I turn off the heat, so that's off, that's finished. And I'm going to put a tiny little bit of water in there, and that's not so much for absorption, and that's why I only use a tiny bit, because I don't want it to be gluggy, but because just to add that little bit of creaminess, I add a bit of cheese, and that water just helps the cheese emulsify into the risotto. That's our word for the day, emulsify. Must have seen that on some cooking show, or flicked to the wrong page of my thesaurus or something. But anyway, so that's a little bit creamy without being gluggy. Now there are people out there that say, seafood and cheese, you can't combine seafood and cheese. A couple of things I say to those people, only one I can say in this video. And 2 words, lobster mornay. So there. So that's a complete myth, because that's one of the world's most classic dishes. But here we go. So that's almost done. That's ready to plate. And then give it a bit of garnish and get it into you. Okay, let's have a look when it's done. Alrighty, so there it is, plated up. Looks good, tastes good, smells good. I might have lied when I said I was going to spread it over 2 serves. I reckon I could almost get through this. Little tiny drop of very good quality olive oil over the top. And me and my orange fingers making risotto great again. Thanks for watching.